trying to front on me now. So.
Well, you kind of throwing the people for a loop. You're saying 1 plus 1 means you and me make 1. You're going to have to explain it.
Well, you know, so you're messing with me because I went to school in the Midwest, right? Well, I went to school.
Welcome to We Honor Marriage Word of the Week. I'm Yvonne Amos, my husband George Amos, and we have an exciting topic for you this month. This is Marriage Month for us, and we are just excited to bring you the topic of the week, which is
Becoming One. Becoming One. Ephesians 5:31-32 says, "For this reason shall a man leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh." The two shall become one flesh. So our topic for the day is becoming one in our decisions. Becoming one in our decisions. And I want to ask you, have you made a decision to stay married until death do you part? You have a choice to have a bad marriage, a good marriage, or a great marriage. Why? Because your spouse cannot make you angry. Your spouse can't make you quit. Your spouse can't do anything. James chapter 1 verse 14 says, "Each one is tempted and drawn away by his own desires." So what's in you is in you. She can't make me do anything. If I act a fool, fool is in me. It's my choice.
That's right, George. I get tickled about that because oftentimes we do think that we can make people do something. Because your choices reveal how you think, your choices reveal your character, and your choices reveal your maturity. And so no one, simply no one, can make you do anything. You truly do what you want to do by a decision.
And it's funny you say that because my thought processes is no woman wants to be married to an irresponsible man.
Well, and another thought, I think about it another way. I think that every woman wants a responsible man, a man that would take responsibility for the way he thinks or how he thinks, and takes responsibility for the decisions that he makes that reveals his character, and then just takes responsibility for his maturity, or I can say lack of maturity, when it comes to Christ in his life. And so, you know, with that being said, every woman wants a responsible man to love.
But I also believe that every man wants a wife or a woman that is respectful. The Bible says in Ephesians that husbands, love your wife, but wife, respect your husband. He put an emphasis on that of respecting, because for a man, respect is vital, and it's important in a marital relationship.
And I don't think that the respect should be based upon who he is or what he is doing, but respect is based upon what you have in your heart. Your decision to be respectful in spite of your spouse, your decision to honor your spouse in spite of his choices in his character, and then your decision to be respectful in spite of his maturity or lack of maturity.
Yeah, and we have to make better choices. We have to make better choices. James Allen says that we are where we are because of the choices that we make, not because of choices that someone else has made for us. So it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change. So I'd like to say to you, love is the reward for commitment. Love is the reward for commitment.
And before we leave you today, George does have a tip for today, but the one thing that we want you to remember on today, decision. When you make a decision, you don't have the option to do anything else that would be negative toward the decision that you've made.
That's right. And now you're going to ask me about the tip?
Yeah. Can you give the people a tip?
Sure, I got a tip. Growth without change is impossible. Growth without change is impossible.
That's all that we have for you this week. We look forward to seeing you on next week as we go into the next topic of the week, which is what, George?
Commitment. Becoming one in your commitment. Becoming one in your commitment.
that she has to leave her father and mother and then cleave. Well, if he does not have a plan on where he's leading her, then she's left to do what she's naturally encouraged to do, which is cleave. And if there is no plan going, then she'll follow her